Hey, what's up guys, it's Koostar here and welcome to a brand new squad builder today that I'm going to bring you. Now, it's been a long time since I've uploaded and that is because I've been super busy. I do apologise for all of that. But anyway, enough about all the pampering rubbish. Let's get into the squad. Okay, so this is a squad around Luka Modric. Now, I did get him in a 2 rare player pack. Obviously the one you get for free in the squad builder challenge, and yeah, I was so shocked that I got him in a free pack. I can't sell him, so he's untradeable. So I thought, why not make a squad around him and use him in the Foot Champions knockout tournament today, because there was no requirements. So let's get into the team. In goal we have Loris Karius, who plays for Liverpool and he is German, and at the moment he's getting a lot of stick at Liverpool for his performances, and they've been below par, but on the game he is absolutely fantastic. He is like one of the best keepers I've used on the game, and you'll see now in some clips that I've produced here. I've made some save compilations for you, because he literally in some situations saved me all the time, basically, with one-on-ones, Aubameyang going through sometimes and everything like that. He literally saved me so much, so I thank Karius for that, because without him I wouldn't have probably won the knockout tournament like I did. He was a very good player in the defensive role. So let's get on to the fullbacks. Okay, so at left back and right back we've gone with Wendell and informed Dario Serna, who has got a red card, and that was the last game that I played. I did lose that game 2-0, so probably because of Dario Serna getting sent off in like the 10th minute. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about performances. Wendell was actually better than Serna. Wendell had a lot more pace, a lot more. I mean, Serna's stats, you look on there, they are actually a lot better than Wendell's, but Wendell, for me, seemed a lot better. And with Serna, he wasn't, I don't know, he'd be so good, I think, at like centre mid or something. But at right back, he's so poor. I mean, I did not like him at all. I thought I'd really enjoy this card, but not at all. I did not like it. So I wouldn't recommend Serna, but Wendell I definitely would recommend. Cheap option, and he'll get you, he'll be a defensive rock for you. In the 2 centre-backs role next to them, I've gone with Jonathan Tah and I've gone with Dejan Lovren. Now, the two here are, it's hard to explain. Lovren was a more attacking threat than Tah. At corners, he won quite a few headers. He did actually score a goal, which I might put in the clips, to be fair to him. So he was good though. Lovren was average at best, but Tah was the better player in my opinion. He was very good, very cheap. About 900 coins I think I paid for him. I'd put him in my Bundesliga side probably next time I use one. He's very good and outstanding performer, so definitely would recommend Jonathan Tah by all means. So go pick him up if you can. And now on to the midfield, in which is around the main man, Luka Modric, as you can see. Let's first talk about him. I put a catalyst on him, and as you can see there, it does come up with first owner, which is what I told you about. He's a very good player, very enjoyable to use. He does everything really. He comes back and defend. He attacks really well. His long shots are absolutely brilliant. You'll see one on the clips. That was the first goal I actually scored with that team when you see that. So that would be exciting to watch. With the other two, Emre Can was fantastic. Unbelievably cheap. Unbelievably unplayable sometimes. He was brilliant at everything he'd done. His defensive work was brilliant. He just seems so good, and I would really recommend Chan to your Premier League team. If you've not got many coins and you're going with a cheap Premier League team, definitely get Emre Can. Very good. Unplayable at times. He just outstrengths players pretty much all the time. He gets the ball, so definitely would recommend him to pick up. And then Julian Draxler, probably the weak link of the midfield. I didn't really enjoy him. He did get 3 goals for me, but I don't know, maybe it feels like he shouldn't be put there. He shouldn't be put at centre mid. Probably should be at cam, where he would probably do more damage to the opponent. However, in centre mid, Yeah, he's a bit of a letdown, really. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend him at centre mid, but maybe at Cam he'd be a lot better. And now on to the front three, in which we have Santi Cazorla, Morata, and Diego Costa. First, Santi Cazorla, very enjoyable, very very underrated this year, because not many people actually put him in the Premier League teams, but he's brilliant. His dribbling and his passing is perfect. Everything about that is exquisite. His pace can let him down sometimes, but why do you need that? You should have two strikers who should be doing that for him. His long shots are very good as well. I didn't really take many free kicks with him because I used Modric for the free kick option. But other than that, he was brilliant at what he done. Definitely would recommend Cazorla to your Premier League teams. About 29k I think I paid for him. So very, very good player. And I enjoyed him a lot. Now I'm going to explain these two in a bulk because both of them let me down. I think the person who let me down the most was Diego Costa. He finished. Don't get me wrong. He finished chances to get me to win the tournament. But at some points he would miss such an obvious chance. Sometimes I would go through and it would go wide from a man who, in Premier League terms, is in absolutely brilliant form. So it's a real letdown for me for Diego Costa, especially the money you pay for him. I paid 49,000 coins for this Costa. I'm so glad I didn't spend my money on the inform. Otherwise it would have been a massive letdown for me. On Morata, probably not as bad as Costa. He didn't get many chances because pretty much I used to always give it to Costa. But when Morata got through, he did finish off his dinner, basically. Yeah, he'd done that pretty well. I was going to buy the ones to watch. I may buy the ones to watch. It depends on the ratings that I give at the end of the team, if I'm going to sell it, if I'm going to keep it. Obviously, I've put my 3 players in my favourite team. You'll see that at the end, though. But all in all, the team was good. You'll see now in the clips. I'll explain a bit more about it. So let's get on to them clips now. Okay, so now on to the clips. As you can see, our first goal here is by Santi Cazorla, and he scores an absolute screamer. I really do enjoy Cazorla. His passing was fantastic, and every time he had a shot, it just seemed to fly in. It's a fantastic start, obviously, to the clips with Costa. Obviously, he did link up the play well, Costa. So, linking up play-wise, Costa was brilliant. This, from Modric, was exquisite. That free kick there was absolutely brilliant. Modric was really good as well. The free kicks are used mostly with Modric. It's a shame, really, because I should have tried at least a few out with Santi Cazorla, because I'm sure he would have probably buried them just as well as Modric did. But alongside Modric, Chan was probably the better player. I don't know what it was. Maybe I put Modric in the wrong position. Maybe I didn't use him right. But to me, I felt Chan was actually really good. And this is just an example of Morata's finishing, because his finishing was actually somewhat better than Costa's. Look at that for a finish. It flies basically perfectly in the top corner. Perfect from Morata. Again, another Cazorla assist here for Morata, who again buries it as I expect. And I think that's past Hugo Lloris as well, who isn't a pushover when it comes to goalkeepers. And speaking of goalkeepers, let's talk about Karius a bit more, about how actually effective he was in the team. He was so good at saving shots, parrying them out of the way of rebounds as well. I did not, because on this game you get a lot of rebounds. I did not suffer many rebounds with this team, especially with Karius, a very, very good player, and would really recommend him as well. This is another example. Cazorla, look at the strength there from Cazorla. I mean, he's not a very strong guy. He's a very small guy, actually, when it comes down to it. But that was a really good bit of play. I love the celebration as well from him. As you see, the cameraman just disappeared, which is a bit random. But, yeah, the faults with this team, Costa, finishing-wise, not very good. I didn't like him. However, when it comes to hold-up play, he's decent. Maybe in a centre-forward position, he'd be good. Draxler, it was a bit open on that side when it comes to him, because, I mean, there's a good goal there from him, but he did not defend well enough for me. I think he wasn't very good at centre mid. I think as a centre mid, you've got to do it all. And with Draxler, that could be really open, but his attacking play is really good. So maybe at Cam, he is a much, much better player. Again, another Draxler goal here, so He's really trying to counteract what I'm saying about him. Another fault in Dario Serna. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy Dario Serna either. I think I will be selling that inform card and maybe go with the normal card. See if that makes a difference to that. But yeah, there's not many other faults with it. I think the rest of the team I really did enjoy. Apart from obviously them things that I've said. Wendell was a very good left back, very cheap. Definitely recommended to pick him up. With Dejan Lovren and Tar, Lovren probably wouldn't pick him up again, but Jonathan Tar, definitely recommend him as well. He's a very, very good cheap. And we end it there with a Luka Modric long shot. Brilliant from him. With Modric, we've got to explain, obviously, what we'll do with him. Definitely get him. Very good player. Not as I thought he would be, but very good anyway. He does all the job really decently. But these are the top 3 players that I've picked for this squad today. Very surprising. I didn't think I'd be picking these 3 players. But the first one is Loris Karius. Definitely a shadow of his Liverpool self in the game. Again, I've shown you the clips of what he can do. He saved me so many times. And I'm really, really impressed with him. So definitely if you're making a German or a Premier League team, put him in there because he was absolutely brilliant. He only goes for about a K, I think. Maybe more now because of the Costa SBC. The next player is Emre Can. Definitely, again, another player that I didn't think I'd be putting in here. Cheap, very reliable, though, when it comes to defensive duties. Done everything. He picked up the ball, he's run with it. He's so strong when he's running with it. Powerful player, and I definitely would recommend you picking him up as well. Very, very useful in German teams. Obviously, you want to link them up as well with the Premier League. So useful because now you can put him in there. And the final player is Santi Cazorla. Definitely, again, I mean, he's a bit more expensive, so I probably would be expecting to put him in there. I'd probably expect to put Costa in there, looking at the team. But definitely Cazorla outshined him. Done much more of a threat. And free kicks I didn't use him, but the rest of him was fantastic. His passing was his best ability. But thank you guys for watching today, and I hope you enjoyed the Luka Modric squad builder. I'll be back with another video soon. Thank you very much. See ya.